All right. So welcome everyone. My name is Chrystal Graves. I am the founder of Liquid Hair Institute. And I'm so thrilled to be here with you. I'm going to share a little bit about myself. So I have been in this industry for 15 years. I like to say I've worn every single hat in the industry outside of cosmetology school. So I have been here about 15 years. Hold on one second. Sorry. Okay. I've been here, been in the industry for 15 years. And like I said, I've worn every single hat in the industry outside of cosmetology school. I was a salon owner. I did an apprenticeship. I managed a booth rental salon. I did weddings, and all of that prepared me to do what I am doing today, which is founding Liquid, where we are focused on boosting salon owners and hairstylist profits one smart decision at a time. And today, I'm going to be sharing with you a framework that will help set clear, profitable prices in every single service that you offer and have the confidence to understand why you're doing that. So one of the things that I am really big on is intentions. And I believe that intentions are important so that we know where we're starting and where we're going. And when this class is over and you're thinking about like, okay, that was a lot of information. I have a lot of things to do. It's Monday. What was my intention for that class? What am I wanting to implement? So I'm really big on intention. So my intention for today is to provide you with a framework to answer 3 critical questions. What are my pricing options? So how should I be charging for my services? What should I be charging for my services? What number do I need to hit so that I understand how to make the life that I want, which is called your liquid numbers, and how and when do I do a price increase? And before I dive in, I want you to set your intentions. I want you to ask yourself right now, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to pricing? What keeps you up at night? What is it that you really wonder when it comes to your pricing? And what do you hope to get out of this class? I want you to jot it down. Feel free to share it in the chat if you want to. But I really want you to think about that. This will help you focus on what matters during our time together. So I want to ask you all something. When was the last time you gave yourself a raise? Like, when was the last time you literally was like, I need a raise. I want to give myself a raise. And I will tell you, for me, it was my 4th year in business. So I had been in business. I had had my first salon. I was a booth renter. I had managed another salon. So I had been in the game a minute. And it was literally year 4 before I was really like, oh, I should probably give myself a raise. And it wasn't this aha moment that I had that I was sitting down and looking at my numbers. It was literally one of my clients was like, oh my God, I just love coming here. I love all the services that you offer. I love all the things. And you are so much cheaper than the last place I went. I was like, well, dang, okay. And I started to think about it and I was like, well, I don't want to be known as like the cheaper place. I am offering her everything she's wanting. She loves her hair, keeps coming back. But in her mind, like the bonus is the fact that I'm less expensive. So I really started to think about why I was charging what I was charging. I really hadn't looked at my guest experience. I really hadn't looked at the numbers of what it was costing me to deliver the services that I was doing. I was just like, all my bills are paid. I'm not struggling. All is well. So I like to tell people every single career gets a raise almost every year, a cost of living raise, right? And so us as hairstylists, salon owners, we want to look at this as a career. We should really treat this like a business, and every business gets a cost of living raise. So just keep that in mind as we dive in. So one of the things we're going to talk about next is exploring your pricing options. Now, I want to talk about this because I am really big on keeping your eyes on your own paper. And when I say that, what I mean is that in our industry at large, there is this idea that every single piece of advice can be applied to your business. And what we believe here at Liquid is that every individual's goals are different, and every single piece of tools and software that we create are for each person's own goals. So we want you to really think about what matters to you. And before we can know what we should be charging, we want to know what our options are, which is why we're going to talk about pricing options, because I want you to understand what's best for you, your business, your goals. And that way you can make the choice that works for you. Now, I always like to say, I don't have a dog in this fight. I will tell you about each of them. I will share with you the pros and cons, but what works best for your business might not have been what worked best for my salon. We tried all of these things. I've coached people to all different kinds of things, and our software will help you make those choices that are right for you based on your goals. So let's dive in. The first one is a la carte pricing. This model charges the client each individual service, much like ordering off a menu. So if you go to your favorite restaurant, you're probably going to be able to choose each service a la carte. It allows the client to pick and choose exactly what they want, paying for only the services they select. So the pro of this model includes customization and transparency. Clients know exactly what they're paying for. It also offers flexibility and pricing adjustment. Now, however, there are some cons, including the complexity in managing a large menu of services, potentially overwhelming the client. Also, sometimes we might choose service names that don't necessarily go with or align with what the client is thinking, and then they're a little bit confused. And so sometimes they can be overwhelmed with having so many options. So that's one of the things you have to think about with a la carte. The next one is hourly pricing. So I feel like this is one of the ones that honestly I probably never really heard about forward facing as an industry talking about it until over the last like 2, maybe 3 years. So hourly pricing, this model is straightforward. Clients pay based on the amount of time they spend in your chair rather than the specific service that they receive. This reflects how much value, and I use that word in quotation marks, your time and expertise is, ensuring that you're compensated for every hour that you're working on them. Now, that is one of what we hear very often around the pros for hourly pricing. One of the other pros is that it is simple to manage pricing. Some people feel like it's a fair way to give you it's like a transparent way to say like you're charging exactly what you feel like the value that is worth. On the flip side, most clients perceive this model as more expensive and can be a variable that you may have to overcome depending on how long it takes. And you want to also make sure that you're trained in working in multiple different hair textures when you are charging hourly forward facing, because people are going to pay attention to that. Now, this is just a Crystalism. Just going to throw it out there. As a client, when I'm going somewhere, if I'm being charged hour, I am very much clocking your time. I am very much paying attention to what you're doing because I'm paying per minute. So I expect to have a level of service that is based on what I'm paying for. So keeping that in mind when it comes to hourly pricing. And the final one is sessions pricing. This involves bundling multiple services into one package at a set price. Think of it like the value meal where everything is included. It's perfect for creating all-inclusive experiences like bridal packages or makeovers. Full transparency, we were an a la carte we were a sessions pricing salon, and mostly because I wanted to give this experience and I wanted to include everything I felt like the client needed to achieve the end goal. That was just what we chose to do. I'm not saying that's better or not. I'm just saying that's what really worked well for our salon. The pros include perceived value for clients, increased sales, as well as simplified decision-making, right? You're kind of doing all the decisions that you feel like go with this pricing. However, it offers less flexibility for the clients who might not want some of the services in the package. And then there has been some perception around, if you do sessions pricing, there is a expectation of discount. That was not how we did it, but that could be something that people perceive. Now, like I said, these are your most popular 3 options of pricing that we see out there. You can pick and choose whatever you feel like works best for you in your pricing model. You can definitely experiment, right? It may be this, it may be that. Really play around with what works best. Do some surveying of your clients, of the stylists that work with you, of your friends, and see what they like. What are some of the pros and cons around that? Now, we're going to talk about something that I feel like is actually the most important thing in this conversation, and it is, what is your liquid number? And the liquid number is, how much do you need to create the life that you want? How much money do you need to bring in every single year? That can be broken down into every single day, that can be broken down into every single hour to have the life that you want. Now, there is this thing in the industry, sure you've heard it before, the 6-figure salon owner. That's what success looks like. I will be 100% transparent with you. My success, for me, my liquid number was 87,200 and some change. And what that meant for me was, that's what allowed me to go on vacation with my kids, one with my girlfriends, one solo, helped me work 3 days behind the chair. And I was able to do all of those things at 87K. So you don't have to make 6 figures. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But in order to know that, you have to know your liquid number. So what is your liquid number? It is literally, I want you to pause, right? I'm really big on visualization. I want you to take a moment, and I want you to think, from today, for the next 12 months, if I could have everything that I wanted, vacations, 4 days a week, cover my house bills, treat myself, what would that look like? So I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna write down, I'm going to the Dominican Republic. I am taking my kids to Disney World. I am working 2 days. What would that cost me? So if I was gonna go on 4 vacations, right? Okay, 4 vacations, average of 5,000 each. That's 5 times 4, it's $20,000. So I would add all of those things up, and that would say over that year, so over 12 months, then I could divide that by 12, and then I could divide that again by 52, and that would tell me how much I would need to make each week. So before you really decide how much money you need, this is a number that you should know. So that allows you to be like, oh, actually, I don't need to do this, or I do need to do this. It gives you some flexibility for you to understand what it is that you want. So we did something called the hot seat, which we had an amazing response of people who were interested in the hot seat. So what was the hot seat? So the hot seat was, we met with actually 2 salon owners. One was a commission salon owner, and one was a booth rent, suite owner. And we got on, and they use what is Liquid Boost. So Liquid Boost allows you to go into your putting in all of the services that you offer, how much that you charge for them, how many of them you do per month, putting in all your fixed and variable expenses, paying Uncle Sam, pricing for profit, and then knowing exactly how much you should charge after that. And so I want to show you all what we did, and then I'm going to show you what the results were based on giving them some decisions and actionable things that they can do to increase their service ticket I think we ended up, we'll talk through this. I think we ended up increasing service tickets by about $20. But I want to dive into you how it works. So you will actually be able to import we're not going to do it here, but you will be able to import a CSV file from your booking system, from a spreadsheet, or you can actually type in all the information. You will select that, and then you will select the service, name, the price, and the quantity. We're not going to do it import because we already did it. But as you can see, you see that the service was a women haircut. They were charging $70 and they did 15 a month. A deep conditioning treatment, they were charging $50. They did 6 a month. And so the import will pull up all of this. Then you'll go down and you will add in your expenses. Here at Liquid, we believe in adding in your fixed and variable expenses. And some examples of fixed and variable expenses, I'm actually going to, I think I'll be able to do this. Let me see. I think okay, here. I'm actually going to drop in the chat a fixed and variable expense guide example. It's a PDF. So this fixed and variable example kind of tells you some ideas around what your fixed and variable expenses are. So their fixed and variable expenses for their salon was $1,200 per month. Utilities was $240. Wages, this is one thing that a lot of people I have coached and I hear in our community, they actually don't give themselves a paycheck. So this is a paycheck for yourself that will go into the expenses, insurance, software if you're paying for booking, marketing, products like your back bar, credit card fees. They weren't paying any marketing. They were paying for training and education. And then paying Uncle Sam, setting aside money to actually pay Uncle Sam. What I love about Boost is it allows you to, these little, oh my gosh, we'll call them little tips, tell you kind of how to think about these. So I like to say, if you are single, you're probably on the higher side. If you're married, you're on the other side. You can put a percentage that you put for Uncle Sam. And then how many hours are you behind the chair actually doing hair? Not how many hours like are you doing all the other hats that you might wear as a salon owner or hairstylist, but how many hours are you behind the chair doing hair? They were 160. Then it'll tell you your total income, the total expenses, your current profit today, and then you're actually able to put in a profit goal. So after you pay Uncle Sam, pay all your bills, how much money do you want to have left over that can be applied to your liquid number? Theirs was 1,000. Then you're actually able to click here and put in, and it'll spit right out your hourly rate. So what their current hourly rate is. So right now, their current hourly rate is negative $4.51, which basically means that every day when they go in behind the chair, they are losing money. And their hourly rate to actually be profitable, so to pay all the things based on the services that they're providing and the number of services that they're doing right now, so this is historical data, their hourly rate actually only needs to be $13.22. I want y'all to just take a moment and pause for that. $13.22. As hairstylists who are bringing out the beauty in people, who are giving every single day, $13.22 is not a lot of money. So I want to, hold on one second. So I want you to think about that. So it would only take $13.22 for that to, for them to be actually hitting their liquid number, for them to actually be profitable. And so that's not a lot. And I want you to really go on, and we'll talk about this in a second, and use Liquid Boost so you can really see that maybe what you think you should be charging and what you're charging are great and they match up, or maybe what you think you're charging and what you're actually charging, you're losing money. But the cool part about what Liquid Boost will do is it'll tell you exactly how much you should be charging for every single service that you offer. So if we look here for the woman's haircut, they're currently charging $70 and they should be charging $99. They're currently charging for a men's cut $41 and they should be charging $58.31. And so it's clear, right? There's really not any guessing to it. It's telling you exactly what you should be charging. So let's just say, I want to change my profit goal, right? I don't want to make that much. I just want to make $200, right? You could click it again. And then really it drops it down to an hourly rate of $8.22. And the services drop down a little bit. So what I love about Liquid Boost is with one click of a button, within seconds, you know exactly how much you should be charging per service. If you want to do hourly, per hour. If you want to bundle your services, you can bundle all of them and know what to be charging per service, while paying Uncle Sam, while pricing for profit, taking the guesswork out of it. And the reason why this is so important, I remember there was a moment when I did this and I was like, this is just exactly what I need to live and pay my bills. I'm not being greedy. I'm actually doing what I came into the beauty industry to do, which was make money, serve my clients, and bring beauty into the world while making money. And one thing about here at Liquid that we are a strong believer in is profitability. We believe for far too long, our industry has not had a conversation about what it truly means to be profitable and why that is important. This industry does about $69 billion in the US alone. There's no reason why each and every one of salon owners, hairstylists, every person behind the chair is not making the amount of money that they need to make to hit that liquid number. One of the cool things also that happened with doing this was we were able to, Liquid was able to actually give them some exact decisions and insights that they could make directly into their business. So I'm going to show you all. Hold on, let me get back to share my screen here. Okay, so we were able to actually give some insights to this particular salon owner around a few things. So the first thing we gave insights around were the average service ticket. So the average service ticket for this salon owner was right around $66.86, which basically means that every service that they were doing and how much they were charging, if you added those all together and then divided by how many people they saw, it gave an average service ticket of about $66.86, which means every person they saw, that's about how much they charge. So if they were wanting to increase their service ticket to make up the difference of that negative, there were a few things they could do. So they could add a deep conditioning treatment that they currently charge $50 for to 25% of their clients, right? So that means if every client who would be able to, who are already there getting a service, if you could, and you're already wetting their hair, if you could add a deep conditioning treatment to that service, and say we offered it to every single person, and 25% of them said yes, the average ticket would go from $66.86 to $81.86. Increasing their revenue per service ticket, which would also increase their hourly rate. That is one of the big things that I am really big on here at Liquid is like, what can you add to a service already to increase that service ticket? Now, the next question you're probably asking me is, okay, Chrystal, we hear you. We need to increase our prices, but I don't know where to start. And it absolutely scares me. Everyone is having conversations about it being a recession, and I don't want to charge people more. I'm already struggling to keep clients in my chair. this is what I would say to you. This is when you start to think about your client experience. What are you offering your clients right now? And what could you be offering them different to increase the perceived value of your services as you increase the value of your ticket, right? As you increase raising your prices. So for me, one of the quick and easy things that we did was we made sure that every single client got a mini treatment at the bowl. So shampoo, conditioner, we did a mini treatment. We would put essential oils on their temples and then we would massage it. And that increased the values, as we would raise our prices. Other things that we did was we made sure that the service was extremely geared toward them and their needs. We didn't have this one size fit all model for how we did the consultation or what services or what add-on services that we offered. We kind of did that based on what the client told us in their intake form. So I would love to know how many of you are actually doing intake forms. Because if you're not, that's something you should be doing. And I will let you in on a little secret. Liquid has something coming down the pipeline that will take this away from you while helping you increase that average service ticket, and not having you do any more work. Liquid would do that work on the back end for you. You would think of us as your virtual business partner handling that side of you, but that's coming soon. So make sure you stay tuned and tapped into that. So in order for you to make this a reality, the first step is actually understanding if you're pricing correctly. And in order to do that, it's trying right now, when we get done with this, trying Liquid Boost. So I know we weren't able to do the Q&A part of this event, and I'm so sorry for that, but you can send your questions to us at info@liquidhairinstitute.com, or you can send me a DM directly at GetLiquid AI on Instagram, or you can send me a direct message at the Chrystal Graves on Instagram as well. So what are the next steps? I'm really big on action steps. So next steps is to join the wait list for Liquid Connect and Liquid Boost. Also dig into profit with Liquid Boost. So you can dig in, you can go to our website at www.getliquid.ai. And then you can click the button and you can use the code LIQUID24 and try Liquid Boost right now and understand if you're actually pricing for profit. And then also join our Facebook group. One of the big things we are doing is having conversations as a community about that. So I am going to drop a link here for you to be able to join our Facebook community. You'll be able to ask questions directly, stay plugged in, and be the first to know what is happening with Liquid and all the tools that we will have for you to be able to increase your profitability. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. I hope that you are clear about your pricing options, clear about how you can learn if you are charging to be profitable, if not, where you need to go. And then lastly, your liquid number so that you know exactly what you should be charging. So I think Q&A may be working. So if you have a question, please drop your question in the chat and I will be happy to answer those. But if not, so it looks like right now we don't have any questions. So I'm going to give you back the time in your day. And remember, we are here for whatever questions that you have. Please join the community. Please go try Liquid Boost. And remember, y'all, every day is an opportunity to slay. Peace and love. And thank you all for attending our first virtual event.